What is up, guys? I am finally coming with a review that I have been waiting a long time to do. It has been about 3 years of nothing but speculation, rumors, ups, downs, a lot of emotions, but here we finally are. The 100-mile-an-hour speed train has finally hit us. Here is my review for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Also, I have a black background now. I saw Batman v Superman, so I thought, why not? It seemed appropriate. Also, just a heads up that this review will be completely spoiler-free. I'm not going to be giving any details away about the plot, just how I felt about the overall film, things that I liked, things that I didn't like, just to give you guys an insight on how the movie really is. So getting right into it, guys, I wanted to discuss Ben Affleck's portrayal of Bruce Wayne. This was incredible. I honestly think that Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne in Batman was my favorite Batman that I've ever seen on the big screen. I loved it. I seriously think that it was my favorite part about this movie. I loved Ben Affleck's version of Batman. It was gritty, he was old, he had seen a lot of crap in his day, he had fought a lot of criminals. He wanted to do something to make all of his years of crime fighting mean something, and that was taking on Superman. So I love Ben Affleck's version of this Batman. You were able to relate to Batman and his mindset on Superman and why he felt certain ways. I thought that was amazing. That made me like Batman even more. Henry Cavill as Superman was great to me. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. I don't think he does a bad job. I think he does completely fine. I actually really like his portrayal of Superman, so that was great too. It was cool seeing him again on screen. Same with Amy Adams, same with all the returning cast. And then Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was still pretty weird to me. I didn't really like it. When I heard that he was announced, I was kind of skeptical on it. I didn't really know how I felt. I thought maybe they have a plan with it. Maybe they're going somewhere. I'll just wait and see. But they really weren't. What you saw is what you got. Just Jesse Eisenberg trying to act like an insane, schizophrenic kind of psychopath. It didn't really work for me, but it's okay. There were some redeemable parts, but for the most part, I didn't really like that. And then Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am. There's like 1,000 different ways I've heard people say her name, but I think I'm pronouncing it right. But her portrayal as Wonder Woman was amazing. For me, in a lot of instances throughout the movie, she kind of stole the show. In every scene that she was in, she was incredible, and she totally stole those scenes. So I really loved her as Wonder Woman, and I cannot wait to see her in her standalone movie. I'm even more pumped for that movie than I was before. And then getting into the plot, guys, this is where things kind of get a little weird for me. The plot was interesting. There was a very cool aspect of the plot, and that was how the events for Man of Steel have now caught up to everybody, and half of the planet thinks that Superman is our savior, and the other half thinks that Superman is the devil, or is here to destroy us all, can and will destroy us all. And for the first half of the movie, that's kind of how it is. It's kind of catching you up on Batman and Bruce Wayne and where he's been and what he's doing, and then also showing how Superman's dealing with it and how the world feels. It has a good pace, the storyline is fine, and then right about halfway, it totally just changes gears and goes a totally different way for me. It felt edited together a little weird. Some things didn't make sense. Some things felt like they were a little out of place, but that doesn't go without its merit because most of the stuff in it was incredible. I can't even tell you guys, the comic book and the action stuff in this movie was incredible. I loved it. I loved that aspect. The comic book nerd in me was freaking out. I was clapping and screaming the entire time throughout this movie when the action and when the comic book stuff was going down. It was incredible. It was just the storyline that all the comic book and action stuff was in that was weird and didn't really work for me some of the time. Also, they came up with a trailer a few months ago, and it was the one that caused a huge uproar all over the internet. It caused everybody to freak out. Everybody was saying that they showed way too much. They already screwed up the movie by showing this trailer, and that it was horrible and it was a huge mistake. And I really think it was. Because if you've seen that trailer where they showed Doomsday at the end, you've essentially, in a way, already seen this movie. Like, I mean, of course, there's a lot of key things that happen throughout the movie, action and story-wise, that you don't see in the trailer, obviously. But, like, if you've seen that trailer, you already know what happens. Like, there's Batman, there's Superman, they fight, eventually they team up with Wonder Woman, and then they fight Doomsday. That's what happens. So everyone already knows that that's what happens. So it was just kind of annoying that they showed that in the trailer, and that's really what played out in the movie. Also, another thing I'd like to address is with Ben Affleck's Batman, he really does not give a fuck. Like, Ben Affleck's Batman is killing people in this movie. Straight up, just either physically with brute strength or with guns, because he has a lot of guns and he is using them often in this movie. So it was a very big surprise to me that Batman was killing people in this movie often and regularly. Also, this movie is not a kid's movie, not in the slightest. I know that this is a comic book movie about superheroes like Batman and Superman, but this movie is very serious. It's very dark, it's drab in a lot of ways. This is not a kid's movie. There are very adult aspects, there are very adult themes going on, things happening in this movie. The overall vibe of this movie is not a kid's movie. But yeah, so wrapping it up, guys, I just wanted to say that Ben Affleck's portrayal as Batman was incredible. I loved it. It was probably my favorite thing from the movie. Gal Gadot was amazing as Wonder Woman. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was alright. The story and the plot was kind of everywhere, but I feel like the comic book stuff and the action and the Batman versus Superman part of it made up for that. That was incredible. I loved every scene with Batman and Superman together, so I really do think that even though there were some problems with the storyline, with the plot, that it was outweighed by the awesome comic book stuff thrown in there, the awesome action scenes, the things that it was leading up to. It was overshadowed by that, but there were definitely problems there. So, for my score, I'm going to give Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice a gold medal. That's not perfect, that's not horrible, it's right in the middle, which is where I ultimately am. There were things that I loved about this movie so much. There are very many things in this movie that I love. There were enough things in the movie that also made me question why they did it, or how it could have been done better, or just little things here or there that ultimately could have been improved in the end, especially with a year and a half worth of editing time that they had on this freaking movie. But yeah, guys, I totally do think that you should go and check out this movie. It was really a fun time. No matter what I said, I promise you, you guys will like this movie. It is extremely entertaining. It's freaking Batman versus Superman. I mean, you get to see Batman and Superman punch each other around and have the fight of the century. It's amazing. You can't complain about that. And then throw Wonder Woman in the mix. It is a lot of fun. Trust me, you will like this movie. Go see this movie. Other than that, if you like this content and the things that I had to say on Batman v Superman, please leave a thumbs up down below. Also, if you enjoy this kind of stuff and you want to see more, be sure to head over to my main channel and click subscribe. I'll be uploading more awesome content like this in the future. Also, right after this, I'm going to be uploading a spoilers review with a couple of my friends that saw the movie with me, and we're just going to be talking about the film inside and out, completely filled and drenched in spoilers. So if you guys are interested in that and you made it this far in this video, then be sure to check that out. But yeah, guys, that'll wrap up this video. I will see you very soon.